You still have a, what, an 1120S? You still account for all of your expenses. Please, somebody, just one person that's ever filed their own taxes, please, one time, show up on this show. Please, God, please, one time. Sam should just ask him that. Oh, I'm sorry. LLCs with an S-Corp election don't get expenses? Is that what you're saying? Just ask that question, please.
In this video, Destiny watches Sam Seder's recent interview with Patrick Bet-David on the PBD podcast. Destiny whines as usual and sides with Sam Seder, which isn't a surprise either. With that, let's watch Destiny attempt to defend one of the worst debate performances in history and watch him throw one of his famous hissy fits.
This on Tim Pool about a month or two ago, talking about how the Daily Wire got so big. And he said, this is Milo Yiannopoulos. Well, he said,
Charlie's different than Daily Wire.
100%. Right. He said, in the right-wing content era, he said, we buy bots, we buy views. We buy, I mean, I knew. I'm telling you what Milo Yiannopoulos said.
Go ahead.
This is what he said.
Go ahead.
Pull it up. And he said, we fake it till we make it.
Oh my God.
And that's why he's non-existent anymore.
Sam,
he used to be a big voice. Now you don't hear nothing.
Sam, respectfully, there's something called giving credit where credit is due. Regardless of where Charlie got his money.
Hold on. I don't care. Great, I'll give him credit. Charlie Kirk.
Okay. But you know what's funny? They say this, giving credit where credit is due. Oh, okay. What do you say about the fact that Midas Touch right now is like one of the largest podcast networks then? And then let's hear the excuses. Let's hear please bring up the Midas Touch people or whatever. Please.
But that's not where the credit is due.
What do you want me to say?
And I don't even know how much money he's made. The point is, he's motivated a lot of people. Yeah. That's where the credit should be done. He's changed the hearts and minds of people on campuses. He would arguably be the #1 reason that Trump flipped Arizona. Yeah. To not give someone credit for the good work they've done and blame it on a billionaire.
Money flipped Arizona. You look at TPUSA played heavily in the Kari Lake race. So, huge. And the biggest, the widest loss they had was people under the age of 30.
Okay. So you don't want to give Charlie any credit.
No, I don't care.
But Sam, hold on.
Give him all the credit.
Sam, before being a nihilist,
I'll give him a trophy.
Sam, you've had. Let me just ask this question.
What does he want? He can take the.
Sam,
I don't think Charlie wants.
We're right here, buddy.
Charlie needs anything.
Yeah, Sam,
Charlie won on TikTok.
So
Sam,
billionaire gives Charlie money and he automatically wins. Okay, I got a question for you. Explain how Mark Benioff puts money into Time magazine and it goes down.
I don't know who Mark Benioff is. I haven't read Time magazine and
well, you should get around more. It's unfortunate. Come out of the echo chamber. Mark Benioff is one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time who used his money after his business success, and he went and he buys Time magazine because he wants to push liberal views and values, and the thing craters.
He would love
he's a billionaire.
It should
hit him up for money.
Getting out of my bubble, right?
Yeah, but you know what it is? Sam, I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I truly do. And I try to look at the only one you can succeed in business and in life and in sales, like you're developing other people, is you have to always look at the best of everybody. You don't have a choice. As a parent, you have to always look at the best of your kids. You don't have a choice for them to do their best, right? And I truly want to look at you and look at it from the part of the best to say, capable, great communicator, temperament is solid. You go through it. I want to see all the good with you. But the part where you sit there and you realize some policies don't work.
What policies don't work?
Go to
name a policy that I support that doesn't work.
What do you think about
90% tax rates? I would start there.
Yeah. Like I say, when we had those in this country,
I remember always thinking Sam Seder was kind of douchey. But on a previous interview to this one, Sam Seder suggested a 90% tax rate for people making over a certain amount of money. That's the moment I realized this isn't a person to be taken seriously. So now he's here on the show again, doubling down on it. I just can't believe that Destiny is going to try to defend this guy. And I haven't watched yet. I'm really not looking forward to him screaming and yelling and saying that everything PBD and the other guys say is dumb. I think he was trying to say that money is why some of the right-wing commentators that are successful. And I would think if that were the case, the liberal media would be all over that. So the fact that I don't hear it all the time makes me think he's kind of full of it, but I don't know who's invested in what people, but they saying right-wingers buy views and like fake it till you make it type thing. I don't know. And I think PBD's point is that the ideas in the end win out, which is absolutely, at least for a lot of men and younger men specifically, that's why more and more of them start coming over the right. Because when you speak logically, especially for men, I'm not saying no women, but especially for men, when you speak logically and just give them the facts, that's what they need to change their mind. If you just make your arguments based on emotion, men just aren't going to respond to that as much. So it doesn't just like the Time magazine example there, it doesn't matter how much money you dump into something. If it's a bad message politically or just in general a bad product, which liberalism is, people won't watch it. People won't invest in it. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
This is, everybody can look this up. We had what was known as the Great Compression. It was the greatest expansion of our economy and the lowest wealth disparity.
I think the 90% tax rate argument is stupid, but if they're going to say they disagree with it, then you need to put an argument against it. Why is Sam wrong? Can somebody say why Sam is incorrect here? Did they even try? Like,
we had in the history of this country. I don't know how you would define it anything other than a 60%.
Let me ask you a question. Let's stay right here in this 90%.
No, they don't. No, they're not. Oh, okay, hold on. All right.
Tax 90%. So
top marginal.
Okay, I'm with you. So you get to keep 10%.
No. 10%
top
of every
marginal,
dollar
of course.
after $4 million.
Okay. No. Well, here we go. Let me ask you a question. Like, stay with me for a second. You just said you had a great month, great quarter, right? Like you.
Jubilee was
whatever it was.
Jubilee is billionaires.
Sure.
You know what the billionaires are?
How much additional profit revenue did you make in the last quarter because you went viral so many times? How much?
I mean, I don't know, but I would guess it's somewhere around tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands, so not millions, tens of thousands. No. Okay, so what are you going to do with that extra 30 grand, 100 grand? What are you going to do with it?
We're going to hire another person.
Oh, so you're going to expand?
Well, I don't know if we're going to expand, but I'm going to probably. I mean,
you're going to invest.
Well, I may invest into some of it.
You're not just going to bury it in the sand. You're going to use it.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Here's the problem.
So, we understand. This is the company.
I know Adam is a smart guy. I know Adam. I'm friendly with Adam. I just saw him like a week ago at his restaurant. If you invest the money, then you're not paying the 90% taxes. Adam's not about to make the argument that if we don't tax them, they'll invest the money, right? If anything, a tax to some extent is an encouragement to invest because you don't want to pay taxes on it. I hope Sam just lets him make the point. I feel like Sam is going to pre-head him off, but we'll see what he's going to say.
Invest into some of it.
You're not just going to bury it in the sand. You're going to use it.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Here's the problem.
So, we understand. This is the company. These are pre-tax dollars. When I say 90 cents,
Oh, fuck. Sam should have let him make the dog shit argument. Fuck.
it's on every dollar. I'm talking individual tax. So
these ideas
this is not
these
about
ideas
corporate
have-
tax. It wouldn't impact anything you're saying about the business. But go ahead.
But we're talking about taxes in general.
No. There's a difference between personal
Oh, see, now he was going to make that point. I had to back off. Fuck. Sam should have let him make that argument.
taxes and corporate taxes.
Well, if you have an S corp, it flows through to the individual, so it's the same thing. How are you registered with the?
If you have an S corp and it flows through the individual, it doesn't matter. You could do it on a I don't remember the schedule. It's been so long since I did my own taxes, but it doesn't matter. Your LLC can still take deductions, or if you're even a sole proprietor, you can take deductions. Whether you have an S corp, LLC, or you're just your own shit, you still have write-offs for reinvestment. It doesn't matter. It literally makes no difference.
it's
the
an
IRS.
escrow.
Oh,
It's
so it flows through to you.
It's pre-tax dollars.
That's literally what it does.
It doesn't matter if it flows through to you. You don't think an individual that does flow through taxes can't take a tax deduction? It doesn't have business expenses? What are you talking about? On a S corp LLC,
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
you still have an 1120S. You still account for all of your expenses. Please, somebody, just one person that's ever filed their own taxes, please, one time, show up on this show. Please, God, please, one time. Sam should just ask him that. Oh, I'm sorry. LLCs with an S corp election don't get expenses. Is that what you're saying? Just ask that question, please. One time.
It's the same as individual, but respect to you. But
No, don't let him get away with that. Oh, God. Oh, my God. It's such a stupid fucking point. It's such a stupid fucking point. If you have a pass-through entity generally they're not federally recognized. It's just a thing where the business doesn't pay taxes. It all flows through to your 1040. So as an individual, you pay taxes. That doesn't mean that you can't write off expenses though, which is exactly what Sam was talking about.
Making money and getting rich. You're okay with that.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. It was only tens of thousands of dollars. I wish it was millions of dollars. So I wish the best for you. But here's the problem: you can't tax your way to making everybody wealthy.
No. I'm not taxing my way of making everybody wealthy. I am taxing understand the 90% tax rate on every dollar after 4 million is to deal with wealth disparity in this country, because I believe the more you concentrate wealth, the more you concentrate political power.
Why 4 million?
And I believe in democracy.
Why 4 million?
Just because that's what we had for 15, 20 years in this country. I mean, it was 470,000 in 1940.
I'm just because I'm a student of history and I really appreciate Ronald Reagan. Do you know the Reagan story of why he ended up running for governor and for president? Do you know the whole tax story? Let me give it to you real quick.
The story of GE sending him around to fight against Medicare.
Okay, but that's not the story we're talking about. The tax story that Ronald Reagan basically was like, holy crap, because everything with taxes has to do with incentives and motivation. So the story with Reagan was the following. The top marginal tax rate back in the 40s and 50s, when Ronald Reagan, before he became a governor, he was a famous what?
So I've heard Destiny say before he's not biased, that he can see both sides. So at the beginning of this, he said, I think 90% tax rate is stupid, that Sam Seder was talking about. But he's clearly biased because even though he disagrees with Sam Seder, he's freaking out and raising his blood pressure over people that are arguing the side that he agrees with because they're not doing it the way he wants them to. The guy hates anything conservative, hates any Republicans. I mean, it's a true hatred based in things he's convinced himself of. I've heard him say things like, Republicans have lost their values. Look at his legal troubles and you tell me if he's one that should be judging people on values. I've heard him say things like, I do all research, but no one on the right ever researches anything, and they never have any facts. Come on, if anyone's being honest, if you want to talk about a side of the aisle that comes with emotion and not facts, everyone knows the answer to that. Who engages in debates more with just anecdotes and emotion? So again, these are things Destiny's made up in his head that makes him despise conservatives. I think I'm putting another Destiny video out right after I finish this one. I'm not looking forward to it. These are getting harder and harder to watch because it's just him flipping out about nothing. He's just indulging his hatred of conservatives, which that's his right, but I've never seen such overreaction over something that doesn't affect him in the least. Anyway, let's wrap up the video.
Actor, there we go, we're on the same page, was $200,000. And the equivalent of $200,000 today is $2.5 million. So at $200,000, the top marginal tax rate was your favorite number?
90%.
90%. We're going somewhere. So do you know his famous quote? I'll do 2 movies a year. I get paid $100,000 per movie. Tell me why I should go make a 3rd movie. Because if you're going to tax me at 90%,
and you know what?
You shouldn't.
You've seen
exactly.
Movies. We didn't.
No, don't go there, guy. Don't go there, guy.
I don't know what to tell
Talk
you.
numbers.
If you don't want to, don't make it.
Stop it. The reason he wouldn't make the movie is because he would only keep 10%. He said famously, I can make freaking Gone with the Wind. I wouldn't keep any of the money. It has to do with.
I don't believe that actors make decisions like this. You probably do because you love acting, because there's future opportunities available to you. There's other ways that you could invest this money. Like I don't know if I believe this, but whatever, maybe.
You said shtick, carrots and sticks. If you don't incentivize people, if you don't incentivize entrepreneurs, why would they work hard?
Okay.
Why would they invest? You just had a great incentive. You killed it. You made.
Why would they work hard? Why would they invest? I mean, you don't. Well, maybe he's saying at the end of the day, the amount of money that you earn would be that great. At the end of the day, it's kind of true. This 90% marginal tax is such a dumb idea. Fuck, I wish Sam didn't believe in this stupid.
Wow. Did you see Destiny? Did you see the wheels turning in his brain, realizing at the end that Adam's making a perfectly sound point about with his Ronald Reagan story? It's the number one point. If you can only make up to a certain amount of money at a normal tax rate, and then every dime after that is 90%, it stifles hard work. It stifles innovation. It's going to decrease the number of jobs that a company creates, because once they get to a certain size and they've kind of maxed out the money they can make, especially private companies, why would I expand if I literally have to work whatever it is 6 to 10 times harder once I make over a certain amount of money? The reward on your time investment doesn't make any sense at that point. And that's what he's saying about Ronald Reagan not wanting to make a 3rd movie. I mean, I can go through the arguments all day, but that's the main one. Like, you're not incentivizing anyone with anything once they reach that threshold. Why work hard anymore? But we want to hear from you. Are you guys with me that Destiny gets worked up over nothing? And I guess, I mean, do you see any validity to this stupid 90% tax rate over a certain dollar amount? These are 2 of my least favorite people, Sam Seder and Destiny. Jeez. But let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.